Good evening all. In today's video we are going to discuss about what is flow control. Since we have discussed in last class about the error correction and error detection in data link layer. So what is a flow control? A flow control is nothing but it is a design which is used to send your data packets from sender to a receiver side. So in your flow control we are having two types. So one is your feedback based flow control and next is your rate based flow control. So in your feedback based flow control, what happens is when the sender from one end to another end sends a message, what happens? It waits over here. So it waits and then it acknowledges. After the acknowledgement, what happens? It again sends the next data packet from one end to another end. So this is your feedback based flow control where it waits and acknowledges. So next is your rate based flow control. So whereas this rate based flow control, what happens is it simultaneously sends the message and at last only this window page will be acknowledging that the message has been sent completely. So this is your rate based, whereas the messages will be continuously sent. So in this we are having techniques which is known as stop and wait technique and slide window. In this technique stop and wait, what happens? The same way the message from one sender side and the receiver side receives one packet at a time and waits for this acknowledgement confirmation, and then after that it again sends it. So this stop and wait technique will be coming under this thing. So sliding window is nothing but the messages, as I told you, for the same as your rate based techniques which sends your messages simultaneously. So this is your main two techniques which is happening in your flow control. So in your flow control what happens is, as I told you are having two types, that is your feedback based and rate based. This techniques where all these algorithms are used is your ready signal handshake and next is your credit based algorithm. So in these two algorithms the same way of message packet is sent. For example, this is the sender side and this is the receiver side where I just want to send the text of hi. So what happens? First the data packet of H is sent, it stops and waits over here and then it acknowledges the packet and then it again sends the next packet. So what happens? The data from this sender side, from this data packet and the receiver data packet will be sent after this step by step process by ready signal handshake. So when the data packet is idle, it sends your it transfers your data, but whereas it is in a busy schedule, it just waits for your acknowledgement. So that is called your ready signal handshake. So next is your credit based handshake. So credit based handshake, what happens? It it acts like as a credit card only. So first we will receive all the loan amount and then only we will be paying our EMIs. So in the same way only this credit based happens. It sends all your data packets together simultaneously at a stretch, and what happens? It lastly acknowledges whether all the data packets are sent accurately or there is any pause in between. So this is your credit based. So next is your rate based. As a rate based, you know what happens is it is leaky bucket algorithm. So for example, you can take the bucket water flow problem. So what happens when we turn a tap, the water flows through your bucket, and after the capacity reaches the level of the bucket, it starts overflowing. So the same way, what happens? The messages which are sent from the sender side and your receiver side receives all the data packets continuously without any acknowledgement. So what happens when the final acknowledgement comes? It just starts overflowing before the acknowledgement receives to a sender packet, but not only a few data packets. I am just sending a sentence of packets. Okay, so next is your token algorithm. So this token algorithm, what happens is it after acknowledging each word. So I am just saying hi, hello, nice to meet you. So it goes on like this. So for each data packet, it gives a token which is that this message is received in the receiver side. So it sends each token. So that is known as token rate based flow control. So next is your traffic shopping policy. So in your traffic shopping policy, what happens? Even when the traffic occurs in between your data, after the data from here comes here simultaneously without any acknowledgement, and then the data receives over here. The pause in between, it waits for a particular time period, and after that it sends to the receiver, or what happens, again the message is sent back to the sender and acknowledges that there is a traffic, the message can't be sent. So this is your 3 types of things. So in your next video we will see about the random access and media access. So thank you.